The book of Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 22. Son of man, what is this proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Tell them therefore, thus saith Yahweh, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of vision, of every vision. First, I'd like to begin by giving all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who do rule well. Bless and salutation to the sincere Aki, I'm pushing this word in all sincerity and in all truth. Alright, this is Howard, back at you once again to do a video update. Right, and as we can see here, it says the US strike Iran. How Americans attack on Iran unfold and other essential reads on the Israel-Iran war in our weekly roundup. So now we know Trump said he was going to make an announcement within 2 weeks, right? And he jumped the gun. As it says why Trump attacked Iran 2 days after giving a 2 weeks deadline. You see? And I've been saying all the time it have a reason why the Lord put Trump back in office for a second time. And through the Spirit, brother has been feeling and knowing through the Spirit that, hey, this 2025 going to be a year, something big going to happen. Right? And now the Ayatollah might not take this year lightly. You see? The Ayatollah ain't going to look to take this thing lightly. It says, as US joins Israel war against Iran, is the Ayatollah time coming to an end? I'll read after. So let me see if I can get into some news. Because it's only when I woke up this morning I saw these things happening here in the news. And this is some good news. This is some good news, man. The US strikes Iran home, right? The US has joined Israel war. Alright, so let me read this here now. It says Trump used 6 bunker busters bombs, 30 Tomahawk missiles against Iran. What are those weapons? You don't even control your own phone. Right? Trump took the American public and the world that the US completely obliterated Iran's main nuclear site after striking them. The president later added that the US military used 6 massive bunker busters bombs and 30 Tomahawk missiles to indicate decimate the nuclear facilities. But how effective are these weapons? Right, it says an AGBU 57 or massive ordnance penetrator bomb at Whiteman Air Base in Missouri. The US used 6 of these Tomahawk busters to target Iran's Fordow nuclear site on Sunday. The United States has done it. So they not even control your own phone watch. Where is this? You're unable to even operate properly with your own phone. It has inserted itself into Israel's war against Iran by carrying out strikes against 3 nuclear plants in Tehran. US President Donald Trump on Sunday said that the strike had totally obliterated Iran's main nuclear site and that Washington would go after more target if Iran did not make peace quickly. So the thing about it is Iran never had started any war. They never started the war. The Israeli did, claiming for so much a years, over 20 years, that they building nuclear weapons, over the case might be. Right? And the people not foolish. Same thing they were saying with Gaddafi and Saddam and all these people, Bin Laden, just to invade the land to get the natural resources. But they're not going to take this lightly, as we know. Right? More information will not come out. Right? And retaliation will not be a must. So it says going on, it says tonight I can quote, tonight I can report to the world that were a speculate the strikes were a speculator military success. Sorry, we had a speculator. The strikes were a spectacular military success, said Trump, adding that they targeted the critical underground nuclear enriched plan of Fordo, along with facilities at Natanz, Natanz and Asfahan. Right? Let's read more. It says Iran's key nuclear enrichment facility have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran the bully. He's saying Iran the bully of the Middle East must now make peace with, said Trump. Speaking on a strikes to Fox News, Trump said that 6 bunker buster bombs were dropped on Fordo while 30 Tomahawk missiles were fired against other nuclear sites. This is the first time the United States has made this is the first time that the US has made use of the bunker buster bombs, also known as massive ordnance penetrator bomb. Right? And now we're saying that they have to make a deal. In the book of this is what's gonna happen to America, right? World War III bound to happen today, right? But we know that something will not happen. You know, the Lord, the scripture speaks about the Lord's elect, saying how long. And the scripture also says we see time speeding up, that the time is speeding up for the elect's sake. So there's Jeremiah 50 and 22. It says, a sound of battle is in the land and a great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? So now Trump now put a hit on his citizens, right? He now put a green dot on all the citizens of America, right? Because when Israel strike Iran last week, they retaliated within 24 hours. All right, who make you think that they ain't gonna retaliate now? I just saying, you know, as the scripture say. I remember that scripture exactly. That like Romans 8. Romans 9 and verse 19, it says, Thou wilt say then unto me, Why doeth he find fault? For who had resisted his will? So it's the will of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You understand? It's the will of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So the Lord, like in the time of Pharaoh, the Lord hardened his heart, to the point where he was indecisive on what to do. Because you say, hey, you could let them go, and then the Lord end up hardening his heart again. So who knows if the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai might say, all this, as the scriptures say, is the beginning of so, but the end is not yet. So the Lord could put it in the leader of Iran, the Ayatollah, and say, hey, let me make a peace talk. Or the Lord could put it in here to say, here we're going on. We're going and strike America facilities. You understand? So we in that time, and now is the time really and truly for us to hold the faith, holy faith, cast away all the doubt, keep our faith in Yahweh Hashem Yashai, and pray for the brotherhood, pray for the sincere and true Akim, the apostles, I pray for the ones that closest there, because, the brothers in the US, shit is about to happen, and pray that the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai, I know that the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai will guide these men, beginning with the apostles. These Ezekiel. 7 and 2, it says, read from 1, it says, Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Also, thou son of man, thus saith Yahweh, thus saith the Most High Yahweh unto the land of Israel, an end. The end is come. And this so twofold, because back then the Lord was speaking to his people, right? And right now the true Israelites, back then the true Israelites was in the land, man. And and the Lord was telling them, hey, the end is come. So follow continues, the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. So now the Lord speaking to the people who calling themselves Israel in that land. Right? So this come like future prophecy in a sense. Because the ones who dwelling in the land are not the true Israelites. So the Lord saying, hey, now an end is come to the four corners of the land. You understand? It says, and my eyes shall not spare, neither will I pity, but I will recompense thy ways unto thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am power. I am Yahweh. Thus said Yahweh, power. Thus said Yahweh, and evil and only evil, behold, is come. And end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come. The morning is come upon thee. O thou that dwellest in the land, the time is come. The day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountain. Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish my anger unto thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thy abomination. This speaking about now. This scripture here speaking, and it's talking about now. The Lord is going to recompense them for the abomination, for the wickedness that they're doing in the land of Tel Aviv, right? The pride parade and all these madness. The Lord going to recompense them for that. All right. and Carolina on your side. You know, this might well be World War III here. You know, that's news it have here. um, says as the US joins Israel war against Iran, is Ayatollah's time come to an end? Hmm. We shall export our revolution to the whole world until the cry, there is no God but Allah, resound over the whole world. There will be a struggle. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, the founder of the Islamic Republic of Iran, swore in 1970. In 1979, Khomeini put Iran on the path to destroy Israel and export the Islamic Revolution to the world. In 2025, his successor Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has his back to the wall and is starting at the potential collapse of the regime. Right? It says while Israel has already degraded the right, it says to extend that nearly all air defense had been taken out and military brass had been wiped out, and many missile launchers and weapon storage sites had been destroyed. U.S. airstrikes on Saturday struck a blow to Khamenei ultimate leverage of the nuclear program. Right, so let's leave that right there. Right, so there is a lot of news right now circulating right now. You understand? A lot of news circulating right now concerning this strike that they struck on the the Iranians. The US strike the Iranians. All right. See what the BRICS news has here. Russia, Dmitry Medvedev says a number of countries are ready to directly supply Iran with their own nuclear warheads. Iran officials said Iran now has a legal right to withdraw from the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Pakistan says it condemns US strike on Iran. Iran ballistic missile strikes Haifa, Israel. Iran launched new wave of ballistic missiles at Israel. Right, so we see what happening here. It says Iran says US strikes will have everlasting consequences. The everlasting consequences goes back to what? World War III. World War III. Believe it or not. As the scripture say, what if some didn't believe? We believe the end is coming. So with that, I give all praises and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yashai, the brother and city apostles of great millstone, I will. Blessing and salutation to the sincere. I'm pushing this word in sincerity and all truth to the sister and listening side. To say shalom. Right, this is the next step closer to the end. The RFID chip have to be implemented. So we're not at the end as yet. Close to, right at the door. Shalom.